Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today I am doing another installment in my real versus fake oracle cards. Today we are comparing the real Earth Magic Oracle to the fake Earth Magic Oracle. So this deck, this one, is by Stephen D. Farmer. This one is a ripoff that I bought off of eBay before I realized that eBay ripoffs were a thing. I will link my fake tarot and oracle card videos up in the cards, and I'll try and remember to put them down in the comments as well if you want to see those. So this is what the fake deck looks like. It comes in just a little flimsy box, and this is what the real deck looks like. Nice sturdy box, and it is this, I don't know what this style of box is, but it's this style of box. So first, let's compare the cover. As you can see, there's a lot more going on with this one. This, they just took the picture and put some purple in there. But even the coloring on this, like this is blue, this is purple, this is very orange, this is very desaturated red. There's a lot more detail in this card. I actually pulled this card, so we'll look at the actual card. But there's a lot more detail in this than there is in here. And the back of the deck, let's see, this one says, the earth speaks to us in many ways through the spirits of her various elements. In this deck of 48 oracle cards created by Stephen D. Farmer, you'll find descriptions and images of many of these earth elements, along with clear and concise messages from the spirits of each. Through the use of these cards, you'll uncover sensible advice that will provide guidance for questions you may have about any aspects of your life. So that's the same thing, and then what they have taken off is the enclosed guidebook includes easy to follow instructions as well as expanded descriptions and messages for each card, allowing you to give yourself and others accurate, meaningful readings. That's because there's no guidebook with this. Okay, so let's look inside. Again, no guidebook. To read these cards, you purely have to go off your intuition. These cards come with a very thorough guidebook. I did actually review this deck, so if you want a closer look at this, I will link the playlist for all of my reviews up above so you can see it, okay? So, first major difference, which I'm sure you have already noticed, is the size. These cards are much smaller than these cards. They are also much more flimsy. Like I don't want to bend this too much because it'll bend. This one is a lot more sturdy. This is, yeah, it's flimsy. Okay. The color on these cards, this is very brown, whereas this is actually quite purple. I will say an upside to these cards is that they are quite small. So if you, actually I don't want to shuffle them because I have ones that I want to compare on the bottom, which I just messed up. There we go. Okay. These ones, because they're quite a bit bigger, they are more difficult to shuffle. But, I mean, so these ones, because I have small hands, these are typical oracle card size. They're not huge. Instead of shuffling them like this, I just shuffle them like this. In fact, it's not far off for that, but it's quite a bit different. So, let's compare some of the artwork on these cards. So here is the card of Dreamtime Creation. You can see this one is a lot more of, say, a dusty rose kind of color. This, it's more just a muted pink. There's a lot, I mean, they are the exact same image. This card's actually cut off. You can see that there's the end of the shadow and you can see the end of the foot. The foot is actually cut off in this one. But the colors are just so much more vibrant on this authentic deck, which I think really conveys the message of the card more. The next card we are going to compare is the Rebirth card, and this is what is on the cover. And now it's interesting because this was so purple, but this is actually closer to the color. Now if you look, her hand is cut off, so you do not get the whole image of the card, which also means there's an owl in the corner here, but you can't see, you can barely see the owl. Like if I didn't see this and know that this was an owl, you wouldn't be able to see the owl there. So it's cut off. And there's even another rabbit over here as well, which you can't see on this card. The color is, it's okay on this card. It's not as noticeable as the other one, but this definitely is a more rich green, whereas this is more of a faded, almost blue green. Like it's got some blue undertones, which I'm assuming because they probably had to oversaturate the bottom part of the card. You can even see it in the banner here. The banner is a lot more blue versus this one, which is white. So the next card we are going to compare is the Summer Solstice, which is Radiance. And right off the bat, this card for Radiance is very dull. This one, there's so many more nuances which within the subtle colors. The yellows pop more, the highlights pop more. This kind of blends in. This card is also very green on top. It's very much, I guess it's not that similar, but it's definitely not the bluey color that the Summer Solstice in the authentic deck is. So the next card is the Lightning card. And again, they've cropped in the card so you don't get the full image. This is also a lot more duller. The blue here is very rich, very vibrant. Here it looks like it's been sitting in the sun and it's faded. In this card you can see a lot more of the little lightning bolts. This, they kind of fade into the background. The color on the ocean here is also quite weird. This is green, whereas this is more of an aqua, which is actually looks like an illuminated water as opposed to, I mean, you still understand that that's water, but it doesn't look real in any way. This looks like it could be an actual color of water. The next card we will compare is the Whale Breach. And the biggest color difference on this one is in the banner. This is a nice rich, almost like an orangey brown, whereas this is like a dull beige brown. And those oranges also pop on the whale. It's almost like it was taken at the golden hour, you know, which is an hour before sunrise or an hour before sunset or an hour after sunrise, where you get that very golden kind of light. You can see that on this card. Here, this whale just kind of looks a little dirty. Again, the blues are not very rich on this, nice and rich on this card. The black is also a lot more saturated than on this card. I got two more to compare. I'm trying to show you across all color spectrums. So we have the card of Crystals, which is Focus. This card in this deck doesn't really speak to me. It doesn't pop, it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's crystals, sure, whatever. This this I think is a beautiful card. The little nuances, the subtle variation in the colors, here it kind of all fades together. All of this purple crystals fade together. Here you can see the individual ones. You can see the different shapes that each crystal has. Here it's like, it's a blob of crystals. Okay. And then let's compare the Green Man Synergy. And now I really wanted to compare this card because of the green with the pops of oranges. So here, we've got lots of different tonal variations in the green, not so much here. This flower does pop on this card, just this one does too. But I find on this card, this also pops, and this also pops, and this, and this, and this, and this. Like, even like the highlights pop. Whereas this, it's kind of like, forest of green, a little bit of orange. Okay? You can see the Green Man's face a lot more in this card. In this card, I don't even know if I would have picked it up. So that is my comparison of the Earth Magic fake deck and the Earth Magic real deck. I think it's pretty obvious which one I would recommend would be the Earth Magic Oracle cards. Now, I won't let these cards go to waste. I plan on using these in a journal of sorts. It's not really a tarot journal, not really a junk journal, kind of a combination of the two. If you want to see how I use these fake decks in journaling, then please let me know down in the comments, and I will actually make dedicated videos for that. So let me know down in the comments, which deck, after seeing this comparison, would you be tempted to buy? Would you even want to buy this, knowing that this one was really not that much more? This is $25.99 Canadian. It came very quickly. This one I think I paid $8 for and waited a month and a half. So let me know down in the comments below which one you would choose. I hope you enjoyed this comparison of the Earth Magic Oracle real and fake decks. Love, light, and happiness to all of you. Have a fantastic day. Bye.